All right, folks, we are here to discuss a very important topic that comes up every single year: the office holiday party. And more importantly, trying to figure out how you're going to get out of it.
Maybe some of you actually enjoy your office party. Maybe you lucked out. Maybe your company crushes their company culture. If so,
Maybe this video's not for you.
or sit back and just be relieved that you don't have to deal with everything else that most of the population does.
But for the rest of us, it's time to light it up.
If you're new here, I'm Brittany. This is Nick, and we are two parents who got very tired of people pleasing all the time, and now we help others lead their best, most authentic lives. It's exhausting to people please all the time, especially during the holidays.
We've all been there. We all, for the most part, dislike them, I think. If you're one of the few lucky people who have like a great company culture, I'm sure they're a blast. We have had fun office parties before. Like, they exist. They do exist, but that's been like years. So I don't know if that's like a changing culture thing or whatever. But anyway, we're all in this together. We've got some survival tips for how to get through, the party. Get ready, folks. The train's leaving the station.
Ooh. Oh dear. I'm on the track.
Don't get hit by the train.
That was unplanned. Nick
Well.
didn't give me the heads up. We're gonna let it go? It's a Harry Potter train.
Yeah, why not, right? You need to get it here to turn it off. I didn't think this all the way through.
Let's start things off with a little bit of the basics. The types of parties you might encounter, or some of them at least. The first one, the mandatory fun. And you know what I'm talking about. Just that alone, I think, kind of tells you.
Mandatory fun.
This is the one where your boss or whomever tells you this optional holiday party, but it's not optional. I think we all know it's not optional. And they guilt you into it sometimes, or they might even make it sound a little bit, spicier by saying, it's a networking opportunity. Let's just call it what it is. It's not an optional event. Your presence is expected.
Okay, my personal favorite, the awkward gift exchange party. You know, the white elephant gift where it's a $10 minimum, and now you're left trying
Maximum.
Or did I say minimum? Maximum
Yeah,
$10.
well, sometimes.
Yeah, right? And you're like trying to find a work-appropriate joke that's also kind of funny, but also somewhat useful. My God, is that exhausting. Mm-hmm. And then you always have that one coworker who's like way too into the rules. That present's already been exchanged 3 times. You can't do that. And then it starts an argument.
Oh my gosh. If ever there was a case for regifting, this is where it's applicable. Okay, this is one of my favorites, and this is the no guests allowed type party.
Biggest pet peeve.
Yes. This is where they plan it for after work hours, but then don't let you bring anybody to the party. No, ma'am, I'm not going to that party. That is not a party that I want any part in. You can't bring your kids, you can't bring your spouse, you can't bring a support buddy of any kind so that you don't have to, so you have somebody to talk with instead of making small talk with whoever from accounting, whatever.
It's always
like,
accounting.
no, it's poor accounting. If you're in accounting, you're the person who gets all the small talk. That's not a party I'm attending this year.
Maybe those parties sound familiar to you. Maybe you have your own special flavor of hell. I don't know. If you do, thoughts and prayers. But we talked to some of our friends about some of their experiences at corporate holiday parties, especially like this year and like in the last couple of years, because there's been that shift. And here's some of the good ones. One of my personal favorites, an off-site Christmas party at a whiskey tasting room. Sounds really cool on the face of it, right? Until you realize that it was after hours at a place 20 minutes from the office, and no spouse or people are allowed, and you got one drink ticket.
Ooh, one drink ticket?
One drink ticket to go with your appetizer buffet.
What are you going to spend it on?
I mean...
A beer?
No,
a wine?
It was only a beer or a wine at a whiskey place. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
at least an old-fashioned
Hard no.
thing. Oh, okay. This one is another doozy. This one's actually a personal experience.
Ooh.
It was a company holiday party, but we called it a company holiday dinner. And we went to a really cool diner that was down the street from our office, so we could like walk there and everything. It was really great. No guests. It was in our younger days, so I guess I didn't really care that much. But what I did care about, it wasn't on the company. It was a bring your own credit card type of event.
Wow, they want to force you to go, but also force you to pay your own way.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. It was
No
fantastic.
thanks. Okay, this one's kind of a unique one because most holiday parties have the same, a typical like some sort of dinner, cocktail, maybe karaoke thrown in there. This one is a murder mystery holiday party. So still no +1. You're still riding solo here. But at least, it's different. Something different. And I'm guessing if it's like a murder mystery solving thing, there's less of the having to make small talk. You're actually like busy doing something.
Talking about the game.
You can be
right?
competitive, I don't know, that could be risky. However, I'll give this one like a B- maybe?
Yeah, the thought was there.
Yeah.
Others in this category would include murder mystery, escape room, or similar activity where there's something to talk about that's not just your standard small talk. So.
Yes. This one's a classic one. It's the in-office pizza party, potentially a potluck, depending how much they want to, shell out, and the classic cookie exchange. So everybody makes a different type of cookie. You know the cookie exchange.
Oh yeah.
At least this one is during lunch, so you don't have to use, you get to use work time for it versus your own free time.
Critical piece.
Yes, but those employees in the satellite office, they got a $25 gift card to Uber Eats. They had to obviously gift them something. How do I get that?
I'd like that, please. Okay, on to how to do it. How are we going to survive?
We can do this. This is
hard.
hard.
You can do it.
But you can do it.
See? Okay, the first one, let's get the obvious one out of the way. You don't have to do it.
Easy.
Just say no. Decline the RSVP. You have other things to do.
I think I'm going to pass this year.
Right? You don't even have to have a reason. I can't go. I don't want to go. I'm not going to go. It's fine. It all works. The only time that gets tricky is if it's in the office, but if it's in the office during the day, it's kind of like, whatever, man. You're paying me, I'm here. That's fine. You can do this.
If it's off hours, just say no, decline that Outlook invite, and call it a self-care day.
Oh, I like that.
All right, now if you decide you don't want to be a Grinch, like us, and you actually want to go to the thing, you got a couple options. If it's during the day, do your thing for like 10, 15 minutes and then get out of there. Go back to your desk. You don't have to spend 2 hours at the holiday party just because that's the calendar invite is that long. You can go for like 5 minutes. I don't know.
Whatever, you got a pressing deadline.
Now, if it's after hours, here's what you're going to do. You're going to not spend your whole time talking to the same 2 people. You want to be seen by as many people in as short amount of time as possible. So you're going to strike up a conversation with like 5 to 10 people. This can all be done in like 10, 15, 20 minutes and then get the hell out of there. You don't need to stick around. Like just be seen, do your thing, and then leave.
I love this strategy, right? Like spread it out.
Yeah.
Do it quickly, real efficiently, and then you're out of there.
Like, if you literally just talk to like 3 people, maybe your boss tomorrow is going to be like, were you at the holiday party? And that's not what you want.
No.
If you're going to go, you're at least going to be seen.
Absolutely. That's the critical piece. Be seen. Now, the next strategy is my personal favorite. This is the snack strategy. So always have a plate, always have a drink cup. It doesn't have to have alcohol in it, just something, right? Bonus points for it being mostly empty most of the time. Because you start talking, you're like, okay, this is trending in a direction I don't want it to. Oh, I'm out of drink. Or my plate's empty. Gotta go back to the buffet table. Gotta go get another drink ticket. It's all on the table, right? That's the easiest out possible. So, snacks are your friend. at Christmas parties.
Who doesn't love a good snack? I love snacks. That's really the only reason I go. The next thing is to talk about stuff you actually want to talk about with people. I think half the problem when people attend these holiday parties is that there's this notion that you have to talk about work because you're with work people. No, you don't have to talk about work. In fact, you shouldn't talk about work. It's your time to like let loose.
Not too loose.
Yeah, not
Don't
too loose.
be the coworker.
Don't be that person.
That has the lampshade on their head.
Yes. But, like talk about your hobbies, ask them what you should be watching on Netflix this weekend.
That's
the
go-to.
Yeah. Just think about like topics you actually care to hear the answer to.
And especially with like the Netflix or what you're watching on Hulu or whatever, come loaded with a wildly bad take. Like, I'm watching that Odyssey, Dr. Odyssey.
Oh,
right?
Dr. Odyssey.
Dr. Odyssey. Awful show. But if you tell somebody you're currently binging that, it's like raised eyebrows. You're in a conversation about TV now. Easy peasy. All right, this last tip, this one works pretty easily too. Find your buddy. That work buddy that you can be snarky with. That work buddy who like you like hanging out with. There's always one. There's always somebody who's fun to hang out with, right? Hang by them, have the conversations. Still make sure you're seen. Still have the empty plate. But having somebody to like make the offhanded comment to, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they picked this appetizer, or, whatever, just makes things a lot more fun. We were a little tongue-in-cheek with some of this stuff in this video, right? Sometimes office parties can be fun, and we acknowledge that. But for a large percentage of the population, people find them uncomfortable or whatever. So use these strategies to deal with it. And these can be applied to anything really that you don't want to do that's a social gathering. Like, I don't care if it's a corporate holiday party or a day in the office or going to that, third cousin's holiday party that your mom makes you go to or whatever. We've all been there. So, you can use these tips for that and survive, I promise. So you can get through this. It's hard, you can do it. That's kind of our motto that we live by, but with a little bit of sarcasm and fun and a positive attitude, you too can get the most out of your corporate holiday party.
Now we're going to turn it back on you, and we want to hear about your wildest, funniest, craziest holiday party moment, so we can all be in this together.
Bonus points for if it was actually you that did something really dumb.
Right.
Everyone has done something dumb at a holiday party, I guarantee it.
No, this is going to be your year, though. This is going to be your year where things turn around for you.
Make 2024 your year.
Yes, 2024 is your year. If it's a New Year's party, then maybe 2025. But if you're interested in more content like this, where we talk about navigating work situations, work-life balance, being authentic, stick around because we have more of that to come. But for now, happy holidays, and I hope your office party is just a little bit less awkward this year.
That's the best gift.